sure how the volume levels are here. We're not live. Got our commentary going now. A couple more minutes of practice left. So we're waiting for that to start. Yeah, if there's any audio issues, just tell me in chat.
Just have a flick on that just to be sure. Yeah.
Probably should turn you up so we can actually hear you in the stream.
Just have a flick on that just to be sure. You're the candidate. You're the candidate.
Mute that echo audio. Something I was gonna do.
Mic on mic.
Oh, you're doing a mic check there. There we
I'd love to check the audio levels, but you've given me an ad.
go. Gotta love Twitch right there. It's totally planned mid-roll. It's Woody there stopping at the backstretch here. I think we're missing a couple of drivers here. Oh. I know we're missing Derek. Looks like one of the other Aussies. Someone just joined.
Time.
Oh, it's Ramiro that just joined.
Yeah.
I need to fix my one setting so I can actually. Oh, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to fix my
Minor adjustments.
Yep, just dropping stuff. It's fine.
Yeah, audio levels seem fine.
Okay, that's good. Now I gotta plug my controller in so I can actually switch to the proper overlay settings. So, glad I totally tested this out beforehand, you know. Oh, I did a thing. Now we have timing. Okay, that's what we want. There we go. That's what we want. Alright. It should be good now for timing and scoring. I don't know if there's anything else I'm missing.
I've lost my time as well.
Give it all you can.
I plugged my controller and I just hit the it's the select button, I think, whatever the one is to the left of the Xbox button.
Oh. Yeah, okay. I don't have an Xbox controller. Good. Why are you on an Xbox controller?
I'm on an Xbox controller. I don't have a wheel plugged in. You should know this.
Well, you can just use your keyboard for... You're not driving, are you?
No, I'm not, but I don't know how.
And that's for safety carring.
Yeah, safety car in and out. I need to create some kind of thing for that. What was I gonna say? Talking about something. I forgot. Well, here we go for the race. I'm kind of all over the place right now. I'm still figuring out my settings after a Windows reboot.
Dear me. You did have a fun day with that.
That was a very fun day. First, just figuring out why Windows wasn't figuring out where my SSD was, then why it wouldn't install properly. So much fun. As the Aussies are going off in chat there. Because I'm following the snowback over here. Yeah. Looks like a smaller grid tonight. Yeah. For round 1, we'll have 10 cars. It says 11 because I'm on the timing score and we can ignore that driver. So, yeah.
Well, you're in P2. That's a pretty good showing.
I know. I don't know what it did. Just showed up in the Audi and
Shut up.
Yeah. So drivers starting their outlaps here. As we're still in the first couple minutes of qualifying here. We've got kind of diverse field. Oh, we've lost Mike. I don't know what Mike. Mike just disconnected, left. I don't know what that was about. He's now gone.
What internet issue for him?
Yeah, should be able to join back in here soon.
He's got 12 minutes to come back. He'll be fine.
Yes, that's Lamborghini actually. It's really nice.
Gavin and Chrissa. And Sam. multiple.
Oh, I went back. Ah, it's Chris. Got it. Oh, no. Broke it. Okay, back.
Dear me. I
Watch.
think Chris is that an actual livery or is that a stock livery?
Ah, that's an actual livery.
Yeah.
Actual stock.
I was gonna say, because that would have taken a long time to make, and I don't think he has the patience for it.
I think people might.
Who has the time to make that?
That's true. A lot of it's figuring out what part's actually on the car and which one isn't, in terms of like, oh yeah, you're given this, this, and this, and this is like 3 different parts of the diffuser that you have to figure out which one's
Oh,
which.
God, I hate that.
Like, it's cool. I love that you can design it, but like, give me a file that says, okay, here's that kind of stuff, and then here's what's on the car.
That stuff, yeah.
Exactly. As
It's when you think there's 2 like panels next to each other, so you overlay it, and they end up on the other side of the car.
Exactly.
Yeah, what do I do?
Yeah. So yeah, it's Novak who's been the first one on the flying lap here. So I think Chris messed up his line there onto the back straight. I think it's the Mistral straight is what this is called, correct?
I want to say Mistral, you're correct.
Oh, it's Chris! Big slide.
It's
there.
gone. There's an absolute plethora of corners here.
Yes.
I can barely remember Silverstone, let alone pull Ricard. I'm gonna Google it. Ooh, Ricard.
Drove 2 hours on this track, and our fact is to never learn to corner. Just know the straight.
Nice. Well, I've got the numbers. I
Yes.
ain't got the names. Is that names?
Possibly.
Yeah. Mistral, you'd be correct.
Yes.
Although I think those are the old names. Yeah, that's the 78. Because I'm pretty sure the kink at the end of the Mistral is called Senior or something now, isn't it?
Something like that, yeah. It's
Definitely going to be nice.
Novak coming up to the line here to start for the first lap here as the banker. Let's see, 1:59.6. I know that's been close to most people's pace, at least from what I've heard. Try and go back to Gavin over here, so he's next person on the flying lap here. For the most part, it's pretty diverse field. There's like almost 2 of every car, give or take.
Yeah, I'm glad we got some Jag Love as well as the Aston. I think that's my favourite one there.
I know someone signed up with the Reuter, but I don't know where that person is. It's Gavin now across the line. 56.7, okay. Gavin really put in the last year.
Might have just been a banker there from Elizabeth for the first lap, just to get one in.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think most people, that's really the goal, is get a banker lap in, you have a lap, go from there. If you don't do that, you run into issues here. Salmon coming in for his first lap, coming from Sector 3 now. To me, Sector 3 is just like the worst sector on the track. Like, I don't
You have to be really patient.
Yeah, it's just a lot of wait to get on the power. Okay. Yeah.
I found all the corner names.
Okay.
My French isn't good enough for it.
Fair enough. I have no.
I'd absolutely massacre all of them if I tried to even attempt saying any of them.
It's Gavin. No, Gavin, not Salmon. Oh, is Jake running wide there? I think he still has a valve lap here. I think you can run out to those three markers on the side there until you get a penalty. Can't see the beautiful livery in this car. This car has a very nice livery. It's like
What, the 2 Bentleys?
Yes, like
Yeah, it's the 2 J's running. Very beautiful Bentleys. Same with Ramirez. I think Ramirez is quite nice, although I can't see it, so
yeah,
I'm trying to remember it.
his is just a bunch of, for the most part, it's more still a sponsors layer, just a matte file. Slaps some sponsors on it. It still looks good.
Should have won Bathurst. I can't believe he's called himself that. Bless.
I mean, he's not wrong.
No, yeah.
Almost
Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Oh, it's Woodrow now comes on pole. Gavin set another lap. Oh, Gavin edged out.
Oh, 10th between the 2. 2 more coming over the line now.
Oh, they're still in the
Keith
lap.
followed by... Damn it, that'll be Elizabeth then, in P4, about to come over again.
Well, that's still not a valid lap. Now they're starting a valid lap.
Oh, what is going on with my
You don't
timings?
have the track map up. The track map tells you all this.
Yeah. Yeah, but when you're on the person, they're red, so you can't tell what colour they are.
Oh, you switch to someone else real quick, you know?
Yes, I get it. Oh, sacre bleu.
Salmon now coming to the final corner here to start. Oh, big screen freeze. That's not gonna help anyone. I think it was Mike joining the server. Yes, it was. Salmon now crossing that line. Comes across. He improves his time, but not enough to get any positions. Try and get around to Chris here. Chris here sending his first lap of the night. 4th place, almost 2 seconds off the pace. There's Marshall's going ham with the flags over there. Not sure what that was about.
Yellow flag or not yellow flag?
Yeah, it was like yellow flag and then you see a green flag. And they're just throwing up the flags. You know? He said a good lap. Jake now. Something died all the way there. Coming around the final corner, down the front stretch. 6th place there, 4.7 off the pace. So getting see what Ryan puts in. Does not improve his time so much. This is the Aston. This is the Aston. Keith Hurst here coming across the lines at his first lap. See what he can do. 4th place. Just edged out Chris. Elizabeth moving her time there.
Yeah, so we're just starting to get slight grouping. Top 3 followed by 4th to 7th. Still 5 minutes left to go in quali. They'll all catch up, surely, I'm sure.
Yep. I think Mike having to start from the back, he might not get a lap in. It's a very long lap run. Well, he might. It's just 2 minutes too.
Yeah, you better leave pretty soon.
You want me to turn my volume up, Mike or Derek, or?
I just mentioned that to you as well.
Yeah.
I just turned you up for me in Discord, so.
Oh, is Elizabeth off there? I don't know what that was about.
Um,
Oh, that Aston sounds so good.
I'm sure though.
Just, the
But,
V12.
I genuinely think that's one of the best cars I've heard IRL. Is the Aston V12. It's beautiful.
I wish I could say the same thing. I've never heard. I'm way too low. Alright. I'll fix that. Where's my nose? There's my nose. Okay. I don't know if that's any better there. Turn myself up. To not actually. 2. There we go. That's better. Oh. As Keith spun it around there. That final sector. Not sure what he did there.
Well, Jake and Ryan now coming through the final corner. I'm pretty sure they are on laps.
Yep.
I would hope so. Indeed. Jake improving in time but not position.
Always.
And I think
Ryan
Gavin just improved.
That was Ryan.
Oh, was it Ryan from the
I
gap?
think it was 3/10 he improved by because he was 1/10 down on Gavin.
I saw numbers move. I wasn't too sure who and what.
Yeah. Gosh, this Aston.
She's beautiful.
It's so good.
The Garage 59 Audi Aston Silverstone, beautiful.
Yeah, I'd really love to go to a motorsport race. Like the thing is, I live like 20 minutes, not even 20, like 10 minutes away from a track.
And you haven't been.
Downside is it's an oval, but Indy runs at said oval, so
Yeah.
That is a
Indy's
plus.
not a bad place to start, you know.
No.
I mean, my first motorsport thing was a hill climb. You know, got to start somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think what all goes there. I think definitely drag cars. Drag cars they have a massive drag strip.
They're so cool. Very underrated.
Yeah, I remember watching the funny cars there on go back to Gavin here just sets a lap. We were watching the funny cars on I think it was the NHRA or whatever they were. Just cars.
Yeah.
Just watched that on TV one time. Gavin.
Yeah,
Oh, Gavin
the
edged
pole.
Ryan. Yeah.
Edged up by a tenth.
Man, they're really trading lap times here. Let's see what Salmon can do if he can answer that. Because these guys are slowly pulling the gap away from everyone else. See if they can keep that pace up in the race.
Both Elizabeth and Jake in the pits, so no more laps for them.
No.
I think.
No, you can't get it. Well,
No.
you might be able to get out lapping, but just barely. Oh, someone. Mike
Someone's
got
gone.
disconnected from the server.
Again. Ouch. Possible internet connections are in then.
Yeah, I'm not
That's
sure
a
what that's
shame.
about. I think Salmon. Yep, Salmon just improved his lap time. Not enough to really move anywhere, but he improved.
Yeah. Under a tenth improvement.
Watch John now get hopefully a lap in.
Yeah, John and Romero both yet to set their laps. Romero's on the 158.8, invalidated.
Oh, John there getting his lap in. 8th place.
Finally get that. Better to have a lap than no lap.
That's true. Very true.
Romero clobbers the final corner curve, almost up on 2 wheels. Cross the line now, they might have actually invalidated it. It was a hefty cut.
It was already invalid lap.
And it
Second.
did. Yeah. 58.6.
Oh. All the cars on track currently are on valid laps, so that's good.
Yeah, I would have put in P7, Romero, had it been validated. And within a tenth of Novak, so in with the pack.
Yeah, I mean that's really the job. Is stay with the pack. Really see how the strategy plays out. Who stays long on tires, and who pits early, who doesn't. Let's watch Gavin now run the final corner here. See if he can extend his gap for pole. Does not improve. So, I drop something in the background. He's not improved, so he still has provisional pole, but who knows for how long. Ryan can come up and take it from him.
Thumbs and pits, no more laps for him.
Oh.
But he'll be safely P3. I'm sure he's happy with that.
So if they can pull a second and a half on him, they have to find that somewhere.
Yeah.
The Lamborghinis look to be the lead cars there, so.
And Woodrow, first complete qualifying.
See if he can improve his lap time. He does not. That's
10th shy of his best.
so Keith improves.
That's much closer to the pack now, which is good for him. John now coming across the line.
Does not. Oh, he improves his time, but not enough
It
to get in
improves.
position. Oh, his big screen freezes. Mike jumps in the server there.
At least he got himself there.
Yeah.
2 tenths away from Jake then is John. The 2 Bentleys very close to get on pace.
Romero, 7th
comes
place.
up. He's 7. At the death, finally gets a lap in. I did say he was close to Elizabeth.
Yeah, he was right there on the pace.
Yeah.
Only 4 tenths off of her.
Hmm.
So Mike will be starting at the back there with no lap time after being kicked. Which I have no reason why that's happening. I don't know if that's his end or server side.
I'm going to assume internet
Yeah.
issue.
Watch Gavin now. He already has pole. This is really just for the glory at this point. Rounds his final corner here.
And the pits he goes.
Aw.
Sides against it. Maybe he didn't want to embarrass his fellow competitors too much. Get a sandbag and tied in this troop century. Lambo will be good round here. Big and straight line.
Same with that V12 Aston. That thing's got a straight line. Just everything.
Solid grunt. Even with that massive rear wing, it'd still go.
Oh yeah. I think that's definitely where Ramirez gaining a lot of time at least. Yeah, that's possible.
Interesting.
Oops, sorry.
Interesting in qualifying. Gavin on his fastest lap only had 1 purple sector, whereas Ryan had 2 purple sectors.
Look at
So
time.
Ryan much quicker in the timetables. Ryan much quicker through sector 1 and 2. Gavin gaining it all back in the final sector.
So he has a lot of the downforce then, is what that's telling me. Because sector 2 is essentially is that whole back straight. So
Yeah, when I just the Lamborghinis and the quick and straight line, that's just contradicted that. But hey ho.
yeah, starting order here is, as we can see here, you got Gavin on pole, followed by Ryan on second place. The second row will be Solomon in the Lamborghini, with Keith and the AMR 312 Vantage. Chris there starting 5th place in the Lamborghini Huracan, the 99. Elizabeth there, middle of the grid, just behind Chris, with a Jag, sorry. And then Ramiro there in the other Aston Martin 97 car, they're starting 7th place. 8th place, you got Jake Fauscher in the Bentley 98, and then John McZork falling behind in the Bentley 96. Starting 10th place, rounding off the grid, will be Mike Trewicki, the 911 or 991 999 Porsche.
It's a lot of nines.
Yeah, all the 9s.
991 and the 999.
Yeah.
Dear me.
I wonder if they're having trouble with the Bentleys today. They set laps, but they're there at the back of the grid there. So who knows what that's.
They are very close together. It's not like one driver has got the grip of the car. They both seem to be struggling.
Yeah, it was 2/10. I think is what the gap was there.
Yeah, 2/10.
So, yeah. So we wait now a couple minutes, give everyone a break to do everything they need to be. Yeah, so a little info on the race. There's one mandatory pit stop where you have to change tires within a pit window. It's a 10-minute pit window. It opens
20 minutes into the race.
Yeah, 20 minutes into the race. So it should be like the 30-minute to 20-minute mark, roughly. And in between that gap is when the pit window opens for the 10 minutes. Well, yeah. Wait, see everyone on the grid. Trying to think.
What are you thinking?
I don't know.
Ha.
And we'll do a little race rundown again.
And it's time for race, or the WTF1
Yep.
things.
Yep. Race rundown. With your host, Matthew Gallagher.
You changed it? You changed it. You got the hair for it.
I'm stealing his name now.
Get a haircut.
Yeah. Why is it so quiet now? Like, there's no cars.
Look at them on the grid ready to go. All the people who have done their setups, you can see that the cars that have a lifted nose, if you can see underneath the car, that means they're still in their setup pages. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think, still in their setup pages. Making those final adjustments as a firework goes off outside and scares the shit out of me.
Those fireworks. Well, why they fire? What time? What time is it? What why?
One. Half one in the morning. Perfect time for it.
Yeah, perfect time for a firework. But no apparent reason, unless they found out who won the presidency. I haven't even figured that out. I don't know what that's.
It's not even Diwali or anything, because there's nothing going on. I mean, at least it's not going from our window this time.
that's good. Dirtfish on Twitch? What's that about? Weird.
Dirtfish.
Yeah, it's a Dirtfish logo.
Yeah,
Dirtfish Rally, Dirt Rally 2.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Cool.
It's real. No, give me the right thing. There we go.
Yes, we retire a car as they set off on their formation lap. Quite a long lap to get their tyres and temps all the way up. So at least it's not like Brands Hatch or something where they haven't got a huge amount of time. They've got multiple kilometers to get themselves ready for this 50-minute race.
Very long pit straightaway to weave your tires and warm them up. As we'll probably start the race run down the straightaway, to be honest, because we got plenty of time for that.
You're gonna say the names really, really quickly.
Oh, definitely not. Definitely not. No, I would butcher that really hard.
That's kind of the idea.
So it's German. No, not German. No. Italian, German, Italian, British, Italian.
British.
German.
Porsche. Yeah, Porsche.
Porsche.
It's the only one where there's one of it.
Bar the Jack, that's true. I think Mike is the only Porsche on the signups as well. So.
Have we got multiple drinks?
I think so. I haven't actually checked that in a while. Yeah. Here we go. We're down the backstretch now. It's synchronized weaving there. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm loving it.
So starting on pole, our pole sitter. I just repeated my words. I don't know what I'm doing. Gavin Moore in the 624 Lamborghini.
Close enough.
Starting on second place there, Ryan Woodrow in the 412. Yeah, 412 Audi. Third place in the second row, we have Salman Saad in the 918. Nope. 198. I should not be doing this.
Where are these numbers coming from?
Fourth place, we got Keith Hurst in the 24 car. There you go. Just single numbers.
Easy.
Yep. Fifth place, we got Chris Ayers, the 99 car, the Lamborghini. Sixth place is Elizabeth Novak in the 763 Jaguar. Seventh place, Mira Perez, the 97 Aston. Should have won Bathurst. Jake Fauscher in 8th place, the 98 Bentley. 9th place, we have John Exork in the 96 Bentley. And rounding off the grid there, we have Mike Cherokee in the 999 car, Porsche. And then there's me sitting in pit lane. So
you got the livery for the 999?
I do, yes.
Oh, can we have a look at that?
Yes.
Because I can't. So it's sad. I'm having to look at your stream to look at the damn thing.
I don't have all the liveries, sadly. I need to do that. I need to work on that. So here we go. Drivers setting the final preparations here as they're coming through this final two corners. Kevin warming up those brakes. Probably a good idea. Not a very tight T1, but definitely need brakes for T1. I'd say it's what, a third gear corner? Right?
It's heading.
No, turn
second,
one.
Turn one. Oh yeah, third gear. Yes, it's still medium speed, so in terms of dive bombs into turn one, it's a little tricky to do because it's not that much of a breaking point. It's more turn 4, 5, and 6.
Ah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, the first attacking opportunities.
And we're green now for the start of the race. Elizabeth getting good start there, but taking the Aston in front of her.
Sam was right up in the bumper. The number one Lamborghini.
Really trying to bump
move down inside. He does indeed. Alti tries to go around the outside, holds it. 2x2 now through turn 2. Looks like Sam's got the overspeed on exit. He's going to be on the outside down into turn 4 here, but he's almost ahead. He's almost clear.
He gets around him there.
Around the outside. That's a beautiful move by Sam. And moves up into P2 now. See if that third Lamborghini.
Oh, there's a tap by the Bentley there. Put Keith around back. No, it's Keith.
It's an Aston, I saw.
Yeah, it was Keith.
Yep.
Yep.
It's 2 Astons.
Yeah, there's 2 Astons. We discussed this. As our leader currently is Gavin Moore. He seems to survive it, but we'll see if Salman has a slipstream down this backstretch here. Oh.
Who does have slipstream is Ramiro Perez in the 97 Aston. He's ducking and diving all over this Lamborghini. Goes to the outside of Lamborghini, already defending. Coming through whatever this corner is.
Whatever ends in this straight.
Side by side through Sighing. Senior. I think it's still Senior.
Yeah, Senior.
Don't know.
Something like that.
Sighing, Signe.
Almost a 1-2-3 for the Lamborghinis. As the Audi now. Ryan makes his way back up into second. Salman, really wide line for that corner. So Chris actually ends up in third place now.
Romero looking to capitalize on that as well. Actually dives to the inside. Can't quite get it done.
Yes.
Or can he? Actually, sort of sending Salmon slightly off the road there.
Kind of saw
That might have been a 1x.
1x. Elizabeth there running wide there, coming out of that corner. I don't know which corner that was.
Penultimate.
Yeah. No, it was
Almost penultimate.
Yeah. So our leader after lap 1 is still Gavin. The order really hasn't changed too much. Besides Solomon and Chris moving up.
Romero making a really good start as well, up 3 places from the start.
Yeah. Keith now in the back of the grid.
Same with John as well, actually.
Yeah, he might be getting a penalty post-race, though. I think he made contact there with,
with
Keith. Oh, sorry. Mike goes around the outside there, turn 2. And he gets that move done.
He needs qualifying, eh?
He missed qualifying, yep, starting from the back of the grid. I think he's one of our bigger movers there. Moving up 3 positions now. It's the Audis in front, still battling.
Elizabeth, the biggest loser in all of that, unfortunately. Qualifying phase through, we should see a move up at least past Jake and John, past the 2 Bentleys, maybe.
Oh, is Ryan now coming side by side there down the back stretch with Gavin. See if he gets the move done into the whatever corner it is, senior.
We're going to call it senior.
Senior, yep. Senior old person.
That's correlation.
Yep.
We know the Audi has a straight line speed down the Mistral, as we saw on those deltas on the sector times. As a Salmon goes wide and wider.
Almost.
I think.
Almost missed the corner there.
Oh.
Where's my camera? So there's my camera. So always think
Mike.
Yeah, Mike off there after the. I don't know what corner that was. It's the one after senior. I don't know if he missed his braking zone or what, but he's around, so he's back at the back of the grid behind Keith now, so he's got to work his way up once more. So we'll try and go back to the battle for the lead here.
I can tell you the name. It is the Double Deloitte de Basset.
Double Deloitte. Ah, let's see. See what they think is going.
Deloitte. Double Deloitte de Basset.
Do we have any battles?
Both sets. God, don't know, mate.
Something like that. So yeah, everyone's kind of spreading out after lap 2 here, but yeah, still some battles going on. That's what we love to see. So Ryan now making his gap there through sector 1 and 2. We'll see if Gavin can catch him up in 3.
Gavin only really quick in that final sector, so if he's behind now for 1 and 2, he's going to really struggle coming into sector 3 to even catch up, let alone overtake.
Now, Chris and Salmon battling once again. And you see Ramiro there tagging along in the background.
Are we thinking about BOPing for round 2? Apparently Woodrow needs 200 kg or 200 pounds.
We're definitely. I think the Lamborghinis, the Lamborghinis and Audi will look into BOP as if they were the top 3 cars. And I mean, these guys are all great drivers. Don't get me wrong; they're all great drivers and know what they're doing. They're fast, but trying to keep things even. Keep everyone competitive. We haven't actually used BOP before, so we actually need to work this out somehow. I haven't actually.
Best way of doing it.
Yeah, I've
not slapping a huge restrictor so they finish last.
Exactly. Yeah, the restrictor is very painful. That one's gonna really. Yeah, if you want to slow down someone, that's what you do. Which it depends. Depends how we want to do everything. As we see Jake and Elizabeth here battling. Elizabeth trying to work around the green Bentley. Very green. Almost the same hue of colors there.
Yeah, the 2 greens, 2 British racing greens.
Oh, is Elizabeth
they actually are the same hue.
Yeah, Elizabeth they're trying around the outside. Not much luck there.
Not doing it. Keith to attach to the rear of the checker as well. It's becoming a little train here at the back of the pack, and I'm sure Mike will get coupled onto that as well.
Oh yeah.
I'm loving these hashtags in chat.
The hashtags.
Big support for
is
the
Keith got around.
Keith Nice. How's he done that? Misses a braking point there into turn 4.
Yeah.
Taking a little detours now under pressure from Mike.
Yeah, not really good on the braking. Then again, missing another corner, Elizabeth. Not having any luck today at Paul Ricard. So Mike back up to 9th place here. This looks like
It's a bold choice for taking that Jag though.
two Lamborghinis of Chris and Salman now battling. Oh, someone subscribed, I think.
Yes,
Charlie
Gaming.
Okay. Ooh, I got,
Did you have a little heart flutter there?
it was. Oh, as Chris gets sideways there. Oh, and they make contact with Salman. Big spin. Oh, Ramiro now getting by. Oh, big crash there at senior corner, I think. Came off fairly okay.
I don't think there's any damage in that, just more the actual force of sent them around.
Yeah, I think Ramiro now in 3rd place. Yeah, I think Chris got a little loose off the exit of senior. They're running it too wide, and then Salman couldn't go anywhere, so kind of just hit him. Ferrari's fronting on the brakes. So yeah, these two Lamborghinis were battling down the Mistral Straight there. I kind of caught that.
No, going really far to the wall there for whatever reason.
Yeah, I think he's trying to break the toe. I don't know.
Surely you go the other side of the track for that.
People have weird ways, I guess. I don't know. Yeah.
The Argentinians, crazy people.
So there's now a big gap between Mr. Gavin and Woodrow there. Not Gavin and Perez, I should say. It's about...
Yeah. First and second team will be settled quite easily now. I'm sure they'll be working together to just sort of create that gap, and then we'll start fighting each other in the final sector, or the final section of the race.
Yes. So we'll see now as Chris has the slipstream. What you want to call it, slipstream? I don't know. Draft. Lots of different words we can use.
There's a very American word for it. I'm trying to remember what it is.
I don't know.
Where you say an IndyCar, you give a special name. It's funny.
I don't know. Chris. Is Salman sideways there? Another crash. The Lamborghini's losing all the grip there. Salman really wide.
You'd expect from the other cars, but slide from Salman and collected by Chris. That sends him to the back of the pack.
Yeah, at least he's going back underway there, down to the 10th place. I think that's a race. Oops, sorry.
Yeah, I'm just gonna ride on board with his damage.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, he lost. I think they're running too much, not enough downforce. I think it's what's happening with those guys. I think that's the issue that. I mean, not the issue, but that's the thing that Gavin isn't running into. Is he's keeping it. He put enough downforce on the car where he can. Oh, is Mike trying around the outside through the final corner? Not quite. Maybe get the switch back into 1. Is they're running too little downforce, so they're losing all the grip for that corner. Mike looking for the move into 1 on Jake. Looks like he might get it done here. Side by side now going to 1 here. They get the move done. So Mike up to 7th place now. All right, Tim.
That Salman's car is okay. Just needs to cool down his tires again, and then he should be back up to racing speed. Just needs to take a little time away from setting fast laps to bring himself under control again.
Yeah. That's this is one of those circuits that, okay, do I run no downforce and risk not having grip for that final corner, or do I run enough downforce but not have the straight line speed? If you're in a car like the Aston, you can get lucky because you have the straight line speed built into the car.
Just naturally, yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's what ended up running. Those two ran into issues. Is that they chose the first option, not enough downforce.
Yeah. And it's the fact that we have this very long straight. If we use the F1 variant with the chicane in the middle, people's approach to the track would be...
Chris around there.
Indeed he is.
So, yeah, I think
lots of people having trouble with that corner.
Oh, that was a rejoin.
Nasty rejoin.
wasn't too bad, but definitely a little bit wary. Yeah, yeah, I don't know. It's too little downforce. That's from my point of view. I don't know. So yeah, going all the way from 3rd and 5th, starting the race, down to 10th and 9th, 9th and 10th. Not a good showing for Lamborghini today.
Not at all.
John's made his way up to 4th place now after all the spins. And Keith, even after getting a spin on lap 1, up to 5th place. Yeah, a little less than 8 minutes there till our pit window opens.
That's when the strategy starts to play into it, when people pit early. Maybe some people do have damage after there's various incidents we've already seen, or if they play it long and get for go for the better second half of the spin.
Always. Nope, never mind. Those dots closing up on the map there. Thought they were having an overtake.
Keith, though, has got really close to the back of John here in the 9.6 Bentley, or of the 9.6 Bentley. Might have to switch from here, also we know this Aston is quick.
Oh, he's just gonna blow
down straight line. He's very close. Jeez, that happened a lot quicker than I was expecting. To the inside field, he does.
And there you go.
Already alongside him. There's nothing John can do about that one.
Really close to that.
Cuts him there, doesn't he?
Yeah, cut him off there.
No, Bentley's okay in the final sector, so maybe John can slip it down the inside in one of these late apex corners, of which there are several to choose from.
A lot, yes.
Yeah, that Aston grunting its way down the Mistral.
Just full bore, does not care what's in my way. I am all straight line speed. So yeah, Keith now up to 4th place. So he's come up fairly well, actually, getting in that collision there in lap 1. To be honest,
Yeah, so he still has one incident over and done with.
Tired over here.
See, there's a discussion in chat about downforce levels.
Chris,
someone around?
Yeah, I think
Who's
that's
gone?
Chris. He's now retired from the race there.
What happened to him?
I'm not quite sure. I saw him spun around there, whatever that, like, right-hander, left-hander after the triple right thing. Looks like he spun it around, so that will be his race done and dusted, sadly. Yes, I think that's Salman, second of the 2 Audis now. Well, second of there was 3 Lamborghinis. Just overtaking Elizabeth there.
Sam's got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
Certainly he has the pace for P3, we know that, but he's 10 seconds off that.
He's gotta figure out what to do in that final corner. Whether he's taking too much speed or if he doesn't have enough downforce with the issues he's running into. I think.
All depends on when there's a good 70 different variants of this track to choose from. So in real life, so it all depends on which variant you're doing. I know people who've run Radical SR3s around this track. Sam gets a big twitch.
Big twitch there. I always thought he went around.
Yeah, so good save by him. But yeah, knowing people who've raced on this track, depending on the variant of track you're using, heavily dictates on your downforce settings. Also, there's nothing you can do about the final sector. No matter, there's a couple of variants in the final sector to choose from. They're all just about each other. They're all horrendous.
That was just more mechanical grip at that point, to be honest with you.
Exactly. And depending what type of car you're in, whether it's a downforce limited, i.e. a Radical or a prototype, or if you're just in a club car, it doesn't really matter.
Salman did a great job there in Sector 3 to catch up to Jake in front.
It's probably had the slipstream coming down Michel then.
No, he didn't.
I think he'll be there.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about last lap. It's like, no, he wasn't there last lap.
He was there. Just slightly misses the apex of time on.
Just, yeah.
A couple of inches.
trying to think. As massive gap because of all the spins there from Ramiro to Gavin. It's about a 14-second gap. And the gap...
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, just big one. Big gap. And it's still 6 seconds between first and second as well. That's eked out slowly over these last few laps. Couple of attempts each lap.
Yeah. Doesn't look like he has the pace here, whether it's on these tires or what he's running into, but he does it. Oh, is Gavin drive-through penalty for track limits. So that's not going to do him any favors. Salmon looking for a move there, I don't think, maybe. He's now definitely closed that gap up to Jake in front.
And it's a relatively long pit lane here. Yeah, it is.
That pit lane
tastes like Grand Hat is also horrendous.
No,
Waiting for the update on that one.
Yeah, this one's not too... I mean, the updated version's not too bad because you come off that penultimate corner there. And you just shoot in.
Speed, yeah. You actually sort of gain time for that final 2 corners.
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah. Oh, is Jake big off there? It's almost like we're trying to use the new pit lane that doesn't exist. Yeah, Salmon now up to 7th place. No, yeah, 7th place.
But I'd say at least 25 seconds will be lost. Maybe. It is a long pit lane.
Got 3 laps to serve it, so you'll have to... I think he'll have to serve the drive-through and then actually make his pit stop.
We'll be both at the same time, indeed.
He got it last lap.
He has one.
Yeah.
This is lap 2.
And so if he doesn't serve it, I think he can serve it when he enters the pit lane of next lap. I think. I can't quite remember this
So
game.
if he doesn't do it this time round, he has until the end of the next one.
Yes.
To do it.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah, he can't cross the line 2 more times.
Yeah, I don't think this one's like R Factor where no matter what you do, for some reason, you can serve the penalty. But if you aren't on like you have to serve it on the 2nd lap, because if you serve it on the 3rd lap, it's just not going to go, or it's going to go away. But like you're crossing the pit lane, so it doesn't mean you served it. It's weird.
Yeah.
As Mike now side by side with John.
Around the outside. Oh, one big twitch.
Ooh, keeping it stable though.
Rear end. Snapping out a little bit.
So, yeah, Mike running wide, a little wide to that corner. John almost made contact there. That's one. That particular corner is just a weird one because like you have to take a wide line through the first part and cut in.
Like here's that final bit to Gavin Dyer's the pit lane.
Oh, yep, he has a serving
drive-through.
Yep, serving his drive-through.
See him pop up maybe in between John and Salmon, I think.
Oh yeah, it's
Oh,
really
keep an
close.
eye on you.
I don't think they'll actually. Yeah, I think Solomon can be the first one to actually take advantage of it because you can slow down just in time. So we'll see who dives in. Is Jake diving in? Oh, really tight in the pit lane there. Same with Elizabeth. Elizabeth a little bit better entering that pit lane than Jake. Jake, I thought.
Salmon just behind there.
Yeah.
Coming up.
So that's not good for Gavin because he has to make his tire pits now. So that's the thing is he served his drive-through, but he still hasn't served his tire pit stop.
Exactly, but he came out just ahead of Salmon, so he'll still be mid-pack. But that's gifted Keith now. Romero and Keith a place. Yeah. The higher podium positions.
Yeah, they're now on the
Keith
podium.
onto the podium.
The white wheel Aston, as Derek likes to call it. He loves his white wheels.
White wheels are sexy on the right car.
Oh, is Elizabeth does not? Does she serve a pit stop? Is he being stupid? She's out.
It's still showing 1 for me.
Oh, Jake served his. I don't know if she changed her tires. I think.
Possible error in the pit stop for Elizabeth there, because that 1 is still there, showing that she still needs to make a mandatory pit.
Well, that's not
Whereas
good.
as you see for Jake, it's disappeared,
Yeah,
which means he served it correctly. So possible issue there for Elizabeth.
it's not gonna be good for her. There's
Oh, cool.
Ryan there, not diving into the pit lane.
Yeah, maybe not having tires selected. I'm not sure where you could go wrong with that one.
Yeah, it just seemed weird to me because he was just really early out of the pits. Just like
Yeah, there's a huge gap between
it's about
Elizabeth and Jake.
it's a 30-second delta alone just to select the tires. Ramiro diving into the pit lane here. As Keith following suit. Mike staying out another lap. John staying out another lap. Gavin staying out another lap. Salman diving into the pit lane. Yeah, both Astons in the pit lane and one of the two remaining Lamborghinis.
Indeed.
Yes.
So this is curious for Elizabeth because you can see the gap between 8th and 9th is huge, and seeing as they came in basically together, that shouldn't happen. This gap that we have here. So we'll see what Elizabeth does now. She's coming through the final sector. We'll see if she goes in for the pits again.
Salman trying to.
She'll have to.
Stop. Salman, well, here's the first pit box. Oh yeah, because this game is weird.
What is it? Number based.
It's based on when you join the server, and I think that's actually how it is on R Factor 2 as well. Whereas iRacing, you get put in a random. I forget how you get put in the random, and then whenever you qualify, you get put where you would. Like you get the first pit stall if you qualified first, kind of thing. So Ramiro gets his tire stop in. Elizabeth now, hopefully, can get it right this second time here. So
We'll soon find out.
Ramiro already out of the pit lane there. Might see Keith here. Let's see.
It's a good stop for Romero.
Yeah. Oh, is Salman off the jack here? He might actually jump Keith. Oh, nope.
Yeah.
Doesn't. Oh, as Keith hits the wall there, exiting the pit lane. It's kind of blocked pit lane exit there. Not sure what he did. Oh, and that's tired into the pit lane, I think. Not quite sure.
So.
John and Gavin now battling for not quite third place. I'm not sure what position this is, what they would be battling for, but they're battling currently for third place.
Yeah, this is because Gavin obviously has his drive-through, so this is for position now.
Oh, yeah, can't confirm that she didn't have her tire selected the first time.
Oops.
So yeah, 6.
Hello.
Hi, welcome, Case.
Oh.
Sure, I'm trying to.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Elizabeth. But there you go, the 1 is now cleared, so that pit stop is now finally completed for Elizabeth. But basically, just did the drive-through for her.
I do believe that this battle here between Gavin and John, it is for the 4th position after they filter through, because Ramiro was in the 2nd position prior to the pit stop. So I imagine that Ramiro will cycle back in front of them once they both pit.
So will Jake.
So this is essentially for 4th in the running order, but 3rd on track at the moment.
Because I'm pretty sure when Gavin came out of his drive-through, he was only a couple of car lengths ahead of Salman. And Salman's a good 10 seconds behind Jake, so I do believe Jake will also slip through as well.
Mira just had a really quick stop. Like, I mean, he got his stop done correctly and everything, but it just seemed to me that he did a really good stop. He was...
Yeah, well, I was watching him. He seemed to get into the stall really cleanly. He didn't have any sort of glitch animation whenever he pulled in. He just kind of got in and got out.
Fair enough.
Definitely helps with getting a clean and fast stop.
It does like you to be precise this game. If you're slightly out, it'll do that weird hover animation and slide you into pit properly.
That's one. It's one thing I like about R Factor and iRacing. You can position your car in just position. It's just like, okay, you're good. Like you can put it sideways in the box or whatever. It doesn't exactly. It's just like, okay.
As long as you got all 4 tires inside the box, you're good.
Exactly. Yeah. Which is fair enough.
Yeah.
It's really, really nice for R Factor where you actually have collisions on the pit lane, so you can kind of pull in and point your nose out so you don't run into the car in front of you.
Yeah.
Well, we've had that many times on a prototype parks in front of you.
I did that during our 24 hours of Daytona. I ran right into someone exiting the pit lane.
Ryan now dives in for his pit stop. Mike's
going wide up off the final corner. So is John.
Gavin and John following each other in. So
now our remaining car is Mike, who needs to perform his pit stop. He's gonna have to do it next time around. There's not enough time to do 2 more laps.
That's true, yeah.
Watching
so
Romero
Mike will have to pull this stop out this time around.
Indeed. We're in the final sector now. And there's a good 45-50 seconds in the pits you spend, so Romero will definitely jump, but Jake is questionable. actually dropping 5 seconds to Romero, so
someone
that might put him outside the bubble.
got disconnected.
We lost.
We lost. I'm not sure we lost.
We lost the other Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Oh, we lost Salman.
Salman? Okay, because Salman had the
GRG.
the
Lambert.
issue in the pit lane. Correct?
No, that was
Salman.
Elizabeth.
Okay.
No, they hit the wall in the pit lane.
No, that was Keith.
That was.
He's
Okay, that was Keith. Okay.
Gavin. So Ramiro
No,
dumps
Salman's
Gavin.
gonna.
Yeah. So now it's a battle of attrition at this point.
So Salman with an
There's
unfortunate
Jake.
disconnect.
Yeah.
Yeah, if Jake hadn't lost his 5 seconds to Romero, he would have come out ahead of John here. So I was right at being on the bubble. Unfortunately, Jake losing probably had a bit of a spin out there somewhere, losing time. But the two Bentleys together again, 96, ahead of the sister 98.
They swap positions since the qualifying because Jake was in front last night.
Yeah.
Is Mike not pitting again? He's really close in the bubble actually. But
Yeah. If he's gonna try to push it one more lap, he's gonna be literally pushing it to its limit. He's gonna have to set a really, really good in lap here to be able to hit that mark. Because all you have to do is you just have to hit the pit line. You don't have to be stopped. You don't have to be in. You just got to hit the pit line before the 2-minute mark. So it is possible, but it's gonna be right on the limit.
Oh, he'll hit the pit line. He'll easily hit the pit line because he crossed at like 2 minutes.
And he had 2-minute 4 to do it, and then slowing down.
True, but the pit line is 100 or so meters before the checkered line, so that would probably cancel those each other out, i.e. the slowing down for pit lane, and the pit lane actually being a little bit closer. But I think he'll be fine.
We'll see how it works out for him. Because I think he'll come out in front of Ramiro. I don't know.
Yeah. Actually,
it's really weird.
The two of them, from the appearance of it, will come out pretty close to each other between Mike and Ramiro. Because I do believe Ramiro was just ahead of Mike prior to the pit stop cycle, but Ramiro at the moment is just over a minute behind Mike. So if Mike has a really clean pit lane, because like Dom was just saying, he spent about 55 seconds. If Mike has a really clean pit lane, then he might be able to come out in front of Ramiro here.
I'm trying to just go through the cars here.
Car 763 Elizabeth Novak did not have the tire selected when entering the pit lane, and that appears to definitely have been the issue. There was no new tire set to go to. Mike's coming through the final corner here with 20 seconds.
Yeah, I think
he's going to hit the line with about 13 seconds to spare.
He does know about the pit window, and he's pulled absolute blinder there. 10 seconds on the line. That's impressive.
Gets in just in time. Why?
Very impressive. Perfect.
I just noticed this in the jack, but the endurance lights that just sit there in the middle. They're so weird.
Same in the Aston. Well, I mean, the Aston's not built in. The Aston does have endurance lights, but it's kind of like that, but they're more like rally lights, as opposed to being built within.
Comes Mike to a stall. Clean stop. No, there was no animation there for Mike. He came to a clean stop at the stall.
Well, that's good. So watch this race between him and Ramiro here.
He was well in the pits. Oh yeah, that was from his retirement.
I'll keep an eye on Mike here. As Woodrow comes through to take the lead.
Romero coming through the penultimate corner now.
We'll see what happens.
And joined closely by Gavin, so maybe all three of them will be.
Mike's still sitting still at the moment. Oh, jacks are dropped. Car is rolling.
He has served his
Mike
pit stop.
closer. Romero might get him, but Gavin here is going to be close.
And Mike is off the pit limiter. Here they come. We got a battle for second.
Really close. Oh, he gets cutting it really close there. As
Ramiro gets through, but it's going to be a good battle for second here as the Aston of Keith Hurst pulls out of the way.
Give him to get out the way nice easily. But Gavin just missing out there, unfortunately.
Now we have a 3-car battle here. So this is for the final podium position, or the second and third on the podium, actually.
And Salmon did indeed get disconnected, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Very unfortunate disconnect, especially at about halfway through the race.
Yeah, if it's in the first 10, you don't really mind, but you get a good win to a race, and it's a little disheartening.
You just gotta make it to 75% to score the points. Luckily, we do have one drop round, so your 6 best rounds will score.
So, using it immediately, that's something I do in my karting championships. First round, it's the immediate drop score.
Yeah. Drop rounds are nice, but I usually not too.
Oh, Mike's around.
Oh, he keeps it kind of cutting the corner, but keeping it in a straight
New
line.
permit line.
That was a really good catch, but that brings Gavin right into a fight now for the podium position.
Yeah. Oh. Man. Do a quick race rundown here. So, currently, our current leader is Ryan Woodrow. He has about a big gap. I can't really tell based on the timing
He has
here.
about a big gap.
Yeah, a big gap.
About 3 seconds.
He's got a big back to Ramiro in the 98 Aston Martin in second place. Followed close behind by Mike in the 999 Porsche, with Gavin getting really close.
Even close.
Yeah, even closer. The 624 here for fourth place.
Romero cutting and diving, trying to break the toe. Although I don't think he should be focusing about behind
No.
with Mike and Gavin, because those two are going to be fighting instead, as opposed to fighting Romero. So he should be looking forwards, not behind here.
Miro could be trying to get heat in those tires too. After you leave those pit stop, the tire's always pretty cold, so he might be
we'll
trying
see if he
to just
does
find a
that.
little bit more heat in them.
That's possible. I think
Ramiro is really slowing down here through the first sector.
Gavin will actually blow by Mike. I mean, probably not blow by, but he'll definitely pass him there on the Mistral straight here. So they come down to run.
Yeah, those Lamborghinis seem to be really, really quick in the straight line.
Not as quick as an Aston, which is why it struggles, as you saw it struggle through that complex there at the end of the first sector. But straight line speed of that Aston is quite punchy. So is the Porsche. Porsche does have a bit of grunt on it. They're evenly matched down the Mistral, even with slipstream for that Lamborghini, struggling to even close the gap.
Let's close the gap, but I don't think he'll be able to pass him here.
Oh,
Oh, I have to change my camera angle. That's part of the issue we're running into currently.
Camera set 1 is horrendous. I avoid it.
It wasn't too bad for this track, but there are certain corners like Mistral Straight where it's just like
Oh, when it just doesn't move.
You're just like, oh yeah, here's part of the straight that you can't see them on because they're not here at the moment.
The 999 Porsche of Mike is right up to the bumper of the 97 Aston Martin for Ramiro. We now have a 3-car race for second position here. It's gonna be
One of
fun to
these
watch.
three
Ramiro's
will-
really slowing down here after that last lap. You did point out that he was swerving on the front straightaway. You got to wonder if there's something wrong with his tire set that could be causing him to slow down. As here comes Mike around the outside.
It's the bollard on the inside there. Oh,
Possible he
Putting up a
selected
defense.
the wrong tyre set. Coming out of the pits, he may have used one he used in qualifying or practice.
it's possible. You're only limited to 6 sets, so
He may have chosen the wrong one. One of these 3 will not end up on the podium tonight. Which one's it going to be? Place your bets.
maybe they all will. You never know. Anything can happen.
Oh, there's no trick.
Ramiro's wide up out of turn 2.
Mike now getting the move done for second
Side by
place.
side in
The
the
inside.
3.
Can Romero hold
Keeps
his
the
own
challenge on the
outside?
outside.
Lets him by.
Couldn't really do much there. He had the late braking, but the outside for that corner is not doing anything
Lando
good.
dives to the inside as well.
As he's leaving.
Sends Romero, forces Romero out.
So Gavin now moved up to third
Lamborghini
place.
sits on the inside. Romero
Mike got
down
through pretty
to
clean on Ramiro though, so that's going to help him get a little bit of a gap, buy him some time on that Lamborghini from behind.
Romero dropping 2 places in quick succession.
It's almost like a championship battle in a sense. They're just all really battling really hard. Even though it's race 1.
Every point counts.
This is
You
true.
might as well start from round 1. You see that straight line speed of the Aston really catching up to the back of the Lamborghini, but we've seen both first and third sector that Aston Martin is really struggling through these long, sweeping corners.
Really wide line, just barely keeping it between the 2 white lines there.
I think what's promising for Keith here is he hasn't actually dropped off the off this pack here. So even though he is 5 laps down on Elizabeth, I'm sure he'll have confidence knowing that he does have the pace to be with those top runners.
It's true, yeah. Pit stop mistake is what ended up screwing him over there.
Ooh, Mike is loose up on the yellow turtle curbs. Here comes Lamborghini with a run towards turn 1.
Mike going defensive, Gavin to the outside.
Gavin will have the preferred line though through turn 1 and 2 as long as they don't get side by side.
Oh.
That they do. That helps Mike on the defense. Once again, the Lamborghini though with a good run out of 2 down to 3.
Mike putting up the defense there to turn, I don't even know anymore, 4.
Yeah, Gavin put a little bit of brake while he was on the curb, and that really it seemed to upset the car as it was going into turn 3.
Do not brake on the curbs. Do not. That is the worst possible idea you could do.
As smooth as this track is, you kind of imagine you might be able to touch the curbs just a little bit, but apparently not under the braking because that Lamborghini got very, very visibly upset there.
Now really doing the slipstream train.
That's the trouble with this track is it is actually a test track that happens to host race events. It's not the other way around. Hence why they give it very harsh characteristics with the curbs, these long sweepers. It's designed to test and bully cars, not to race them. They just happen to, which is a bit odd, to be honest.
Well, in a way, that's kind of what all racetracks were originally. They were all proving grounds to try to showcase who could make the fastest automobile, and eventually it turned into racetracks. I mean, you look at all of them: Nürburgring, Le Mans, IndyCar, or Indianapolis. Any of those type of tracks, they were all originally proving grounds. So,
yes, true.
Obviously, you can't really compare Paul Ricard as to the greatness of those tracks, but
this track sucks.
It's the best French track they've got. Screw them on.
Screw them on. Magny-Cours.
I do like Magny-Cours, actually.
There's a lot of ones. Gosh. What's the other one I'm thinking of?
Rain used to be pretty cool before, safety and
What's the one that's got
Rem or Remy.
It's got a giant straight and then just three corners, just like 3.
Oh, Ruin Lessons.
Yeah. No. Not Ruin of the Sun. It's there's an old F1 track. I think it's just a massive straight with like 3 curve things. I don't know what you call them, like loops.
I thought it was Ruin. I'm trying to think in Project Cars 2 because it's in.
It wasn't on Project Cars 2. It was in Shift 2 though. Gosh, Matt, I can't remember. Because Magny-Cours is the weird triangle one, right? The weird like triangle-shaped esque, more or less.
It loops back on itself. Sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. If I could pull up a picture of it right now. Well, actually, wait, I can. Haha.
Gavin's still maintaining pace with Mike, just half a second separating these two, as we have our little tangent about French racing tracks, none of which are that good. They need to up their game. Like Italy's got loads of good tracks, Spain's got loads, Germany's got loads, UK has loads, America has loads.
America has loads.
French don't. America just has loads. Just tracks.
Dijon Prenois.
Say that again?
Dijon, I don't know. It's like Dijon.
Oh, Dijon.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the one I was thinking of.
The triangle boy.
Not really a triangle. That one's fun. Not really fun. It's just a lot of like. I don't even call it. I haven't driven in a while.
But that's a street track, isn't it? Just hay bales.
No, it's a picture of it here. I just had it.
As you did point out there just a couple laps ago, Dom, the Keith is definitely keeping right on pace right now with Ramiro. So, of those 2 Aston Martins, neither one of them is particularly faster than the other. So, I mean, as you said, Keith did make a mistake there on the pit lane, but he definitely can come out of this race knowing that he does have pace and that he'll be able to keep up with those podium racers going into future races. And then with this being possibly a drop round for him, he'll be able to hopefully be able to put together a pretty good season still, even with the mistake here in the first round.
Yeah, so definitely the Astons are locked into a particular pace, along with the Bentleys as well, obviously running 2 and 2 as well. Those the two Bentleys, 96 and 98, they're locked into a pace. It doesn't seem to be that the drivers can eke any more performance out of those cars around this particular circuit.
Someone said best French track is Rouen.
Yeah, Rouen with that. That's great. I mean, Poe's pretty good.
I have not driven Poe.
It's
I have not heard of Poe, actually.
genuinely awful, but I love it.
As Gavin now closing up to Mike here for second place.
I think gridded Autosport. It's the only good thing about that game.
Grid Autosports has a pretty okay tracks, to be fair. Even the fantasy ones are kind of okay. I kind of like them.
How do you mess up a fantasy track? You can do whatever you want. As Gavin looks to the outside in the final corner. Battle for second position, really holding up here.
They're fighting really hard here for this final position on the podium here. 7 minutes to go, approximately. What is that? It's at 4 laps remaining, give or take, depending on where Woodrow is at the moment. Woodrow's going down the back straightaway.
Go
Oh, he's like third of the lap ahead.
He's doing his own thing.
So this battle for the final spot, second and third, battle here on the podium is definitely going to shape up pretty good here for our closing laps.
Gavin trying to look for a move here before the straightaway.
Perhaps just trying to look to mess up Mike's exit just to help make that Lamborghini's straight line speed just that much better by lowering the Porsche's straight line speed. Because you can see right about here is where the Lambo starts to cane in. Here they come now. But if he can somehow get Mike to have a bad exit up off of turn 6 and through 7, that would allow him door to door going down into turn 10.
Ooh, trying around the outside. Oh, almost contact.
There might have been a slight graze, but around the outside, I don't think I've ever seen as beautiful as that.
Heck of a move by Gavin there, and a great way to get back to the inside for the defensive move. I mean, it was a very aggressive move, but he got it done.
He's technically stayed within track limits. The 3 little thingies.
Where we thought a corner where we've seen 2 Lambos already go around before, we thought it might be a limited corner for the Lambos. Proved wrong by a beautiful outside sweeper.
I almost thought he turned in on Mike there. Glorious move, though.
I think Mike was a bit shocked to see that.
India Watkins Glen. So yeah, that's
Gotta calm down for that. That was a beautiful.
roughly 3 laps to go now.
Let's see if Mike can not drop off here and stay within the slipstream and maybe even pull a similar move on later on. The fight's certainly not over.
Mike goes for a mega send down here through 3 and 4. Porsche's definitely better in Sector 1. The cars are very similar in Sector 2, with the Lamborghini having the advantage down the straightaway on the Sector 2. However, again, like I said, if Mike can stay here in the tow, he might be able to suck up to the back of that Lambo and not let him get away going down the straightaway.
See what happens here.
You can maintain the gap into Sector 1, which I think is his best chance.
Really close.
Oh, he's got the slipstream now. The Porsche's coming.
Holy cow.
Porsche's got a lot of speed whenever it's in the straight line. I do know it has a lot of gear, but has a hard time getting up to the top of it. So they're door to door now.
Outside again, we're going to see something similar. And I think Mike's already
got
ahead.
the clearance.
He has clear.
But he likes to not
around the outside.
leaving room.
Leaving the room.
Here they
Oh,
come.
around he goes. There's.
He goes.
That's the first
Around
time for
goes the
him.
Gavin Moore Lamborghini.
Having a tighter line, maybe just losing out on the grip and having to take that tighter line. And I think Romero's going to, well, not quite capitalize, as he's actually having a fight with Keith here.
So that's the first time his Lamborghini has done that, because the other ones had that issue. I think they were just running too little
Much
downforce.
earlier on. Yeah.
Whereas he's running enough downforce to get the grip through corners.
I
Man,
think just because he was taking that tighter line and couldn't have the proper line through the corner just meant the rears
Yeah, well,
lost
I wonder
grip.
if I was wondering if he was kind of expecting Mike to take the off there and kind of take it wide like Gavin did there the little lap before.
Mhm.
And whenever Mike did not, he elected to just stay on the curbs. Maybe Gavin had to panic and not run into him because maybe he was trying to also take the curb at the same time.
But Mike was
Kind of what
certainly
that looked like to me.
further ahead into the corner, hence why he could sort of close the door. Compared to when Gavin tried to, they were very much side by side. But no malice there, and I don't think it was really anyone's fault. Just
No, it was definitely clean. It's just I wonder if Gavin maybe was just expecting Mike to be a bit wider there.
The Astons are kind of battling here. I'm not sure.
They're just having a bit of fun. As a trophy for Keith, bless him.
There is no tire compounds in this game. It is just it's just one constant.
Dry and wet. That is what you get. No more, no less. And Keith has a drive.
Written that one down.
And Jake is in the pit lane for some reason. I think he run out of fuel. Not sure what that's about.
No.
Oh, I think yeah,
Oh,
because I think is it F6? Can't tell, but I don't think his fuel light's on. No, his fuel light's not on in the car.
Can we see that though? Even
you possibly would, I feel like.
you can always see data because of.
Well, it's a flashing light is the thing. It's a flashing.
Yeah, but I don't think that the game will display any sort of wear to fuel or tires or anything like that because they don't want other teams being able to steal your information.
Fair enough. As I think we'll have 2 more laps around here. This one.
Also, that would be a lot of data for the game to be loading and syncing every time you switch the car.
Also, you can get telemetry, the basic gear, throttle mapping, and all that, but no tech, no degradations. Or...
Let's go ahead and jump up here and get a spectate on the leader.
And we have 2 more laps here, actually. We'll have this one, the next one. He crossed, I think, about 2 minutes, give or take. It's like 2:05. So he could slow up, and, just let everyone finish, or he could do another lap. Which risk him having a mistake. So I mean,
depends on the fuel level.
Yeah, that's true as well. Fuel level. You try not to fall on my chair here. Trying to find out. No, okay, so I wonder if Jake had issues with fuel. It's possible.
It was pretty quick stop. It was about 10 seconds, so.
Yeah, definitely fuel then. Just puts it in, get to the end.
Unfortunate for him, slight miscalculation.
Wow.
It was a bit nerve-wracking that 3 minutes before the race when you're trying to do maths. As you look at your liters a lap and it's like 2.68 and you're trying to do maths on that.
That's why I always personally overfuel. If you
Woodrow appears to be slowing down here to try to make this the final lap of the race.
Well, that's good then.
He's currently at turn 12, just kind of cruising his way around.
Yeah,
He's certainly got time for that. He's got
18 seconds now, so he can just speed up at this point and get to the end.
32 seconds on Mike, so
So
he's got time to do it easily.
Yep, he's.
We allow
I think it's
the
more
Bentley
than
to.
32 seconds.
Well, the Bentley wants that.
Jeez. Yeah, the
That's
Bentley will stay
I mean,
behind.
Yeah, the Bentley's got time to stay behind too, but no, around goes
He
Jake.
wants to do another lap, I guess.
Or is that John?
That's Jake.
Jake and the Bentley, and the race is over.
So much. Elizabeth now finished in 7th place.
As Novak comes across the line for the checkered flag.
The
Mike
P2
Wiki gonna bring home 2nd place.
who didn't partake in qualifying, so who actually needs to do qualifying, where you can hop in 2 minutes before the server closes and still get a P2.
We had plenty of time during that prep phase as well.
Comes
But
Gavin Moore for his 3rd place as he crosses the line.
it's our last podium finisher there. As Keith and Ramiro are now battling in their Astons. Glorious sounding car, that is. So 4th and 8th place, 30 seconds added on because he didn't serve that. Let's drive through. So John now, 2nd to last finisher here to cross the line. 5th place for him. We now watch Jake. I guess he wants to get a glory lap here.
So we've got a little way to go.
Yep.
But congratulations to Ryan, 22 seconds ahead of Mike in the end. So another commanding victory for him. He seems to be dominating in whatever series we put him.
I'm gonna wait for the hashtags to come out of add 200 pounds to Woodrow.
I was contemplating BOP. don't know. I can easily implement it per car or per person, but I don't know.
I think it should be a success balance.
We could work on success balance.
As opposed to
figure
just
out how to do
cars
stuff.
as well. But like minimal, no more than £30.
Yeah, like it's like 5 pounds per round
Little.
or something, or 10,
Yeah.
something like that. I don't know.
Here we go then, Jake through the final corner.
Just cruising to
Who
victory
someone's
here.
actually
As
left
the
us out.
412 is going around for a pace lap here.
So shift M
You're
is
a leader.
Hopefully I save replay. Shift M. Hopefully I save. I want to make sure I save my replay.
I
Replay.
saved it.
Save replay. Replay is already saved. Perfect. That's all that matters here.
There you go. 10 finishes for today with 2 retirements, unfortunately. There's 2 Lamborghinis dropping out early.
Green light. Go, go, go.
Thank you to everyone who tuned in on our Twitch channel, and thank you to for the subscription as well to Uncle Charlie Gaming for subscribing over there on Twitch.
Absolute mad lad.
Yeah, I don't have our list of supporters here because I didn't have one time to implement it because I completely forgot to install OBS until like 5 minutes before we needed to do everything. So I got what we needed, the base stuff, but you know, no supporters sadly.
I noticed that your HUD was off, and then also you're displaying the incorrect.
Yeah, I don't have the new one.
Card.
I need to get the new one.
Well, I sent you the OBS file, so next time we'll have to have that.
Yeah, I'll work on that.
Professionalism.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, I'll export the one that I just did today because I just re-upped it today.
Oh, perfect.
What is this track map you sent me?
Track map. That's the track, Dijon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, this ain't Paul Ricard.
It's not Paul Ricard. What do you mean?
What happened to Paul Ricard? It's grown like a dick in the middle.
All right. Thanks for everyone that's joined us. See you guys next week for actually Saturday we have a race Saturday. It's the GT4 Championship round 2 at Zolder. It's gonna be a fun one. Watching the cars throw it over the curb, and then next week we'll have round 2 of GT Legacy Series with Hungaroring. See that track return. So yeah, thanks for.
There's going to be a lot of fun around Hungaroring based off of watching how they behaved here. Hungaroring has got a lot of similar corners to this, except it's a way tighter racetrack, especially with the grass on each side.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be fun to see how these cars will react at Hungaroring.
Yeah. Thanks for everyone that's joined us.